morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's time to grab a cup of joe and enjoy the show. Easter is among us, and it's time to start planning out your weekend. And today, the YMCA of Greater Fort Wayne is here to invite you to their Good Friday breakfast that's happening on Friday, April 18th. The morning will be filled with love, with joy, entertainment, and good food, so stay tuned. Then it's Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry, and we are discussing a topic that I love, the link between sleep and mental health. So stick around for that discussion. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
Good Friday is just around the corner, and that means it's time for the 20th annual Good Friday breakfast presented by the YMCA of Greater Fort Wayne. And here to share all about it is Tim Holman, who is the Director of Christian Emphasis at the Y. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Pastor.
Thanks for having me here.
Yes, it's so good to see you again. Okay, so this is a really exciting event that you all throw each year, 20 annual, like, oh my goodness, 20 years of this. So just go over from the top. What can people really expect out of this good breakfast event?
Yeah, well, our theme verse this year is our joyful hearts are good medicine. And so when you think about the hope and the resurrection at Easter time, we just want people to gather together and just have a fantastic time. And sometimes the most joy happens around the breakfast table. So we just bring people together from all across the community. We just share a wonderful breakfast together. We'll be at the Coliseum this year, and they do amazing work. And then, you know, we have a guest speaker, Dr. Jerome Adams, and he's going to come and talk about some of his life story and just a powerful message about where people live and where they're born can really affect their health. And the YMCA is in many neighborhoods, and so we just think this will be a really important message. And we've got some beautiful music that'll be there. Our CEO, Andrew Gritzmaker, he's going to be sharing about the exciting things happening at the Y. And so when people come, it's about an hour, hour and a half together, all together. And people just enjoy being together, and it's just a special time.
That is. And you said the Memorial Coliseum.
That's
they
right.
have amazing food, so I know the breakfast is going to be good.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big space. So about how many people do you expect to turn out?
We're hoping to have around 500 people there.
Wow.
So we have, we're selling tickets now. People can buy a ticket online for $35. So it's pretty affordable for a fantastic breakfast and amazing event. And we've got some seats open, but we sell out every year. And it's always exciting to see the place just full of people getting together.
I love that. Well, you know, they say when two or more are present, the Lord is there.
That's
in 500. That's going to be a beautiful fellowship. So let's talk about the keynote speaker. So you said Dr. Jerome Adams, who is a Surgeon General, former Surgeon General of the United States. That's that's a top medical official. So that's going to be really good, vital information that he's going to be sharing.
Yeah, we're really excited to have him. He's stationed in Indiana right now. He's doing a lot of work within our state.
Cool. Yeah.
We really felt like that was important as we think about what can the YMCA do to help Indiana be a healthier state, to raise a family, and what can the YMCA of Greater Fort Wayne do to help our community get greater health. And one of our visions is to help Fort Wayne be a top 10 healthy city. And so there's a national ranking, and when you look at Fort Wayne, we're in the top 100 of healthiest cities, but we're in the 80s. And we really feel like our community, and for the families that are moving here and have grown up here, what would it look like for us to be a top 10 healthy city? And we realize that comes from just having more connections between people and more people getting support and help they need. So we feel like by bringing in Dr. Jerome Adams, who's investing in Indiana, he has a wealth of knowledge. His own story is so amazing. He can really help inspire us and speak to us about some of the important things that the YMCA can do and our whole community can do to help us be healthier together.
Yeah, I mean, healthier together sounds great, and that's quite a feat to get to that top 10, but if anyone can do it, it's the Y, because of all the resources that you all provide to keep people moving and active in the community, which is great. Okay, so you mentioned a musical performance, so tell me more about who, you say the CEO?
So the CEO will not be singing, but I would like to see that.
That's a talent.
I would like to see that. But Raquel is her name, and she actually performed in one of our other fundraiser we have for the Youth Service Bureau called Fort Wayne Sings, and that'll be later in the year. But she won that singing contest, and she was amazing. So I heard. I wasn't there.
I was there.
And I can't wait to hear her.
Amazing.
So she'll be singing 2 songs as part of our gathering, and we're really excited to have her sing, and it'll be very inspiring. And At the end of the time together, then our CEO will share some updates about the YMCA, and not to give away all the things that he's going to share, but it really is about so many people are connected to the Y, but we want to connect to even more people.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe he can just sing that message. You know,
it's going to be a
it doesn't
beautiful
hurt to
melody.
ask.
Maybe he can hum some of it.
Right, exactly. And we were just talking about how the Y really does provide different resources to the community. So can you just kind of share some of the initiatives that you all are working on right now when it comes to that healthier body, that whole body experience that you all offer?
Well, we want to be for all, right? And to build a healthy spirit, mind, body. And we do that by putting Christian principles into practice. So some of it is coming to our facilities. We have them all throughout Allen County, Whitley County, Wells County, and we're always looking to expand. We have New Haven now as a new site that people can join. And so part of it is just walking to our building and being greeted by friendly faces and pursuing a goal, right? Some kind of health goal in spirit, mind, body. But we also do a lot. We're growing our adaptive services program. And so for people with a variety of abilities, we have YMCAs that have been designed to accommodate them through access to pools, access to our tracks. We have trainers that can help them find how they can be active playing sports. I mean, every branch has been offering all sorts of stuff for especially young adults and children, and that's been a really powerful program. Trail Buddies is another program that we're bringing back again. We have a bike that's designed for people that can't ride a bike, but they can get a bike ride. And so we have volunteers that are trained to ride the special bike, and then you can sit in the front and get a ride at a trail, and you can get a nice ride. And for someone that can't pedal anymore or never been able to, but they want to get outside and just have this amazing connecting experience, just being outdoors sometimes is just a really healthy experience. And we run summer day camp, and that's a really powerful program we run. And so we provide all-day care for children all summer long, these little camps at all of our YMCAs, and we love welcoming those children and just giving them fun activities with great staff that pour into them, and some of them it really changes their life.
Yeah, that is exciting. I mean, so many activities they can participate in and just really utilize each of your facilities.
That's right.
That offers a little bit of something different.
That's right.
At each one, which is great. So, Pastor, before I let you leave, I would like just a closing message for those who are listening and they're just kind of wondering, okay, is this Good Friday breakfast, right, the right choice for me and my family?
That's
what
right.
would you say to encourage them?
Well, I would say definitely show it, because as you said, where 2 or 3 are gathered together, God's going to be there. And our conviction at the YMCA is with God, there's always hope. And that's part of the message of Easter. There's always hope. And with God with you, if there's something new that needs to happen in your life, if you need to raise up off of your couch and get moving with purpose, if you need to rise up and make new friends, or with your friends make new purpose and goals for your life, that's what we hope to accomplish for people that show up on that Good Friday breakfast, just to be renewed in their spirit and renewed purpose for what we can do together to build more hope and more connections in our city.
All right, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And as Tim said, it's time to rise up and to join the community for this festive event that's taking place on April 18th. It's the Good Friday Breakfast by the YMCA. I'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. Welcome back to Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry, and I'm so pleased to be joined by Sean Goddard, who is the owner of Viking Psychiatry. Hi, Sean.
Good to see you again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. I'm excited about this topic because you know that I have sleep issues. Total insomnia. So we're going to talk about the link between sleep and mental health. Let's start off by how are those things linked together?
Yeah, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, the brain, when we sleep, it's the brain's opportunity to rest, recover, and honestly, we process a lot of emotions while we sleep. We process the things that we've been through throughout the day, and it allows us to store those items, process them, allow our body to process them a lot of times. And so when we aren't getting appropriate sleep, right? When we aren't resting correctly, when we aren't getting especially deep sleep, then our body is not able to rest, repair, recover, and process emotions correctly, which can leave us in stages of fight or flight, for example, chronic fatigue, which is going to reduce our energy. There's a lot that really goes in play there.
And so what would you say are common health problems that really go with lack of sleep?
Yeah, so I mean, PTSD can often be involved in there. We see sleep nightmares, terrors, those types of things being an issue. Sleep apnea is a huge one that is, I think, poorly caught and not diagnosed in a lot of people. There's a lot of times that when people come into my practice, when they think of a psychiatry practice, they don't think somebody's going to talk to them about sleep necessarily, or more specifically order sleep tests, right? Typically they're like, oh, I can't sleep, I need something to help me sleep. But often we need to find out what that root cause is. And at Viking Psychiatry, we've developed relationships to be able to order sleep studies for our clients when they come in to see us, because it plays such a significant impact. And I can tell you we have caught a significant portion of our clients struggling with sleep who have undiagnosed sleep apnea. And this can play a significant role in our overall sleep.
So break down, what exactly is sleep apnea?
Yeah, so we have a disruption in the communication of the respiratory system that enables us to breathe and maintain our oxygen levels. And one way that really plays a big effect on our mental health is we know that there's multiple stages of sleep, right? We've heard of REM sleep, and people talk about dreaming. But deep sleep is where our brain really rests and recover. While, I've had clients that say, well, I sleep 10 hours every single night, so I don't understand why I'm tired all day. But the thing is even though they're sleeping 10 hours, they're staying only in very light sleep or REM, maybe going into REM sleep and coming back out, but very rarely getting into deep sleep. Because as we have sleep apnea and our oxygen levels begin to drop as we're sleeping, and it gets too low, our body says something's wrong here, right? We need to breathe. And so our brain wakes us up, and that could be anywhere from just causing you to roll over to some people jerking up, right, and getting out of bed, or sitting up and being wide awake, right, because the body is saying, wake up, you need to breathe. And so when we do that, we are preventing ourselves going into deep sleep. And so we're not really getting true restful sleep where our brain gets to rest and recover. And sometimes what I tell people is, think about if you go to the gym, right? Do you work out the same muscle nonstop, or do you go into muscle failure and move on to another area? And you don't do that same, like I won't work out my arms every single day in the gym, right? Those muscles need time to rest, repair, and recover. But with our brain, we don't get to do that, right? We have to, when we go to bed at night and we sleep and we get up, we have to go throughout our day and live life, right? And if our muscles can't do that, think about our brain, how exhausted it has to be. So how can we not expect to be very low energy, tired, not be able to think correctly, remember correctly? All those things play significant impact because we're just working it out too much and not letting it get enough rest.
Yeah. So talk to me more about these tests that you offer. That's so cool, these sleep tests.
Yeah, so we work with company, one of the companies we work with, sleeptest.com. I can order a sleep study, and there's a couple different types that I can order, but they're non-invasive. For example, one of the ones they have is a ring not much bigger than my wedding ring, but with a little piece on the end, and you put it on and attach it, connect it Bluetooth to your phone, and it records a bunch of data during your sleep, and then you turn it off in the morning and then charge it, and the next night you do it again. And typically you'll wear these for 2 to 3 nights, and then you send that back to the sleep test company, and they a sleep specialist and a board-certified sleep physician will review those results and determine what type of concerns might be going on. Whether we're having large apneic episodes, which means time periods of where we're not breathing, and our oxygen's dropping down, they can look to see how much REM sleep you're getting, how much deep sleep you're getting, and really be able to look at how your sleep is affecting you. And so then we get that report back, and along with their recommendations on what to do for treatment, and we look at that. a lot of people think, oh, if I'm not sleeping good, well, then I just need to have a couple drinks before I go to bed, or I'll take sleeping pills and that will make me sleep better. But you're not improving the situation, you're just masking the situation, and often you're making the situation worse. You're causing even less deep sleep, more apneic episodes, and you're just making the situation worse. So getting to the root cause is very important when it comes to sleep.
Yeah, that root cause, because it is dependency that you're kind of building instead of getting to the actual core of what's an issue. And then well, that's really cool, by the way, the sleep test. So you can just take it home. We may have to try that out to see how that works. So what about tips, Sean? Like, are there tips that you can help us with improving sleep?
Yeah, I mean, some of the big things is caffeine. It's, we like our coffee, right? And our things that give us wings, and our Venti Quad 6 pump, triple Mocha Choco Venti, whatever, right? But the problem is we often are too dependent on it, and we're drinking that throughout the day. And so we really should be cutting off our caffeine by around noon every single day.
Okay.
Because we have to allow our body time to process that, relax, right? Also, drinking right before bed, a few hours before bed, is not beneficial. It does cause interruption in sleep cycle. Exercising before bed is actually not a good thing. You really want to try to exercise earlier in the day, midday, but exercising at 6, 7 o'clock at night, even though I want people to exercise, doing it right before bed is not good, because we release all types of endorphins and feel goods, right, and adrenaline, and so then we go and take a shower and lay down and go, why can't I go to sleep? My brain's racing a million miles an hour. That's why. It's about calming down. I know you love your show, right?
Yes.
But when we're laying down and we're watching our show, we're stimulated, right? And you're involved and you're in suspense, right?
Yeah.
And we got a lot of activity going there. And then you're like, okay, I need to go to bed, and you shut it off, right? And then what happens? It's hard to go to sleep because we're still so active up here. So it's very important to give ourselves time off and rest. I actually don't, a lot of people plug their cell phone in right next to their bed, right next to their head, and you shouldn't. Your cell phone should actually be away from your bed, plugged farther away, so that it's not disturbing you. I put my phone on do not disturb, other than my emergency contacts that are allowed to break through, right? So that I don't hear vibrations all night long, right? As emails are coming through, or non-emergent texts, or whatever that may be, right? Because every time that you interrupt that sleep, you have to start that cycle all over again, and you're reducing the amount of overall healthy sleep that you're getting.
Yeah, well, I have to tell you, Sean, I did recently binge a good mystery show. And I did not sleep. I mean, I didn't have a dream about it. I was so surprised. I thought I was going to be solving mysteries in my dream, but that didn't happen. So let's talk about the relation between having sleep disorders and then how it really impacts your mental health, and how people can see those signs.
Yeah, when I look at, if you use depression, for example, a lot of people, when they talk about depression with their provider and their provider's talking with them, there's not a lot of focus on sleep, but that sleep can play significant impact. Like I said earlier, when your brain's exhausted, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to have low energy, low motivation. You have, for example, increased levels of cortisol that can affect your overall outcome, and inflammatory processes. So there is a lot of tie over. Depression and many mental health concerns are not just about the brain. There is body involvement as well, inflammatory natures, all those types of things. And so treating, for example, depression isn't just treating depression, it's treating the body, treating the brain, treating sleep. And far too often in my depressed clients, when we adjust and affect their sleep, they see improvement in their mood. So again, it's not just about medications, right? It's about involving our total health. And it can be hard, right? It's, when you're told that you're overweight and you're eating too much junk food and you need to lose some weight and be healthier and exercise, it's easy to say it, but it can be very hard to do it. But it's something that needs to be done for your total health, right? And mental health is the same way. We've kind of built this understanding in the way that we treat mental health in the US and in the world, that we can just solve it with a pill, and that's not the correct answer. It's looking at the total person, the total picture, and not just saying, what can I prescribe you, but how can I help affect change and make your life better?
Yeah. As you said, Sean, it's whole body.
That's right.
His whole body. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
for the information today. And if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Enjoy fun in the sun on Living Local 15. Become a tourist in your own city. Visit your favorite spots and have some fun with me. From kayaking to rappelling off a building, I show you ways to have an adventure in Northeast Indiana every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15. So join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams weekdays at 9 on WANE 15 and catch past episodes on WANE.com. Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, you can always catch up on segments and episodes of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. While you're out, give a little smile, give a little wave, share a little light and love today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow for Friday. Hey, bye-bye.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.